Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Startup Street. I'm Shruti Mishra. Today I have a very special guest with me. She's not only one of the top actors in the country, but she's also an entrepreneur. She launched K Beauty in 2019 and it's been 3 years since then. She's built this sustainable beauty empire. And to talk to us about K Beauty and much more, joining me now is Katrina Kaif, who's an actor, entrepreneur and the co-founder of K Beauty. Katrina, many thanks for joining me on Startup Street. You know, like I mentioned, you launched in 2019. We hit COVID in March 2020. As a new brand, you know, how challenging was it to develop products, formulations through the thick of COVID? And, you know, how is, you know, cut to today, you've got K Beauty across 1,600 cities in India. So how has the whole entrepreneurial journey been like for you?
So I think, like you rightly said, the most challenging part was amazing launch, phenomenal response from the industry, from the beauty industry, from the consumers, and then cut to, I think, barely 4 months later, COVID hit all over the world, which of course was an extremely trying time for everyone. And having just launched the company, how do you maintain it? How do you sustain it? How do you keep the interest, the audience's interest? How do you keep everything alive? And I think that was the most challenging time for us as a K Beauty team. And the fact that we could get through that time to where we are today, I think has made us only stronger, because it was immensely challenging. And honestly, kudos to Falguni Nair and her entire team, my partners at Nykaa, who were able to constantly, you know, to kind of think on the go. To be flexible, yes, to be movable, to be able to make quick changes. Okay, this has happened. You know, this is now how we will deal with this change.
And all this on Zoom.
And all this on Zoom, yeah. And so, you know, speaking to your community, you know, not making it seem like you've all of a sudden just left everyone in the lurch. But the journey beyond that and past that, now that thankfully that time is behind us, has been wonderful. The learnings, I think, for us as a company, what our consumer likes, the feedback we've got to the formulations of our products, to me is our biggest achievement. Because our formulations were something which we worked on tirelessly for years before the launch. It's not like what you see a launch and you probably think, oh, okay, this has just come now. But actually that's not the case. The work, the behind the scenes work on building the brand, building the products, the packaging, the formulations, everything you see has been the results of many, you know, trials and testing sessions.
Okay, you know, like you mentioned, K Beauty is backed by Nykaa. But tell me, you know, how did it all start? You know, how did the first time you met Falguni? You know, what note did you guys hit it off and said, let's do this together? What conversations did you have?
I think I instantly sensed that here is an amazing mind, an amazing businesswoman who shares the same passion as I do for makeup, who shares the same passion for excellence and to create something new. I think we both saw a gap in the market, and she kind of believed in the vision that I had. A makeup line which was extremely high performance, high quality, products that also are multi-purpose. That was a big passion of mine. I wanted a lip crayon which could also double up as a blush, or products that had multi-purpose uses, whether it's a contour stick which can also be used as an eyeshadow. High performance products with great efficacy, and also that's cruelty free, and that would create a beauty community where everyone felt included. You know, that to me was very important, that creating a community, a beauty community, which is about having fun, but serious about the products, but a place where everyone was welcome. Absolutely. And a place where everyone felt it was okay to be themselves, and where everyone felt beautiful.
Okay, all right. But Katrina, how involved are you in the business aspect? You know, I understand, of course, you're leading the formulation side, the creative aspects. You were quite engaged in developing those products. But over the years, you know, have you sort of gotten interested into the number crunching aspect of the business?
You have to, you know, because at the end of the day, as much as it's a passion product, it also is a business. Absolutely. There are the books that come out, and there are the year-end, you know, roundups that come, and you have to, at some part, you know, that's where Falguni comes in. She also has to show you this and this has to add up and has to make sense. Having said that, I've been very fortunate so far, touch wood. Falguni has not said no to anything, because, you know, when there are decisions to be taken together, of course, sometimes my ideas can fly very high and be like, there's no boundaries. But so far, I've been very fortunate. I've been able to execute, I think, almost pretty much every vision that I had creatively with K. Because all the campaigns, whether it's K2PU, which was our first launch campaign, all these campaigns were, were driven by me. Of course, in the first campaign, we had the incredible help of Zoya Akhtar, who wrote that for us. So that was a big, wonderful bonus for us. The rest of the campaigns which come, whether it's your foundation campaign, whether it's an anniversary communication, there's a lot of passion and a lot of thought which goes behind the communication there. And it means a lot to me because I know that there's something very personal to me which I'm trying to communicate through K-Beauty.
Okay, so Katrina, what I understand is that your vision was always to create a brand which is like a bridge between high glamour makeup and skincare. Talk to me about your formulations. You know, there are so many brands that have now entered into this clean beauty space. So how do your formulations stand out?
So one thing is that for us that was an absolute was it has to be cruelty-free. And our formulations, I think where we really excelled is our team who create the products. They liaised with some of the best factories in the world and manufacturers in the world, and they had that knowledge and access. When it comes to the formulation, they also had the knowledge and the expertise of what suited Indian women. They had that consumer data. What does the Indian woman need for the undertones for her skin?
Yeah.
What kind of colors work for her on the eyeshadow? What kind of lip colors work for her? So we had all this information before we went in to create our products. Beyond that, one thing that was also really important to us is each of our products have either one or multiple care ingredients, what we call as KARE, care ingredients. And that could be something from chamomile to manuka honey to marula oil. And that means that whatever you're putting on your skin at the same time, as well as looking amazing, it's also caring for your skin. So there's a care element in all of our products, which is where the K factor comes in.
Yeah.
It's K and then it's care, and we have all these kind of different uses for the word.
How did the name K strike you up?
Well, it was actually me and the CEOs of K Beauty who came up with the name, and they loved it. In fact, they loved it more than me. The reason being is they said, we can still feel you in the name. I never wanted this brand to have my name in it, like Katrina Kaif. I never wanted that. I wanted it to feel like it was me, have an essence of something in it, but not literally have my name. And I think everyone felt this was the perfect balance.
Absolutely. And talking about products, you know, K-Beauty offers kajal, eye palettes, lip colors, and many more in the works.
Well, now we offer a full face of makeup. I think it was actually just a few months back, 2 or 3 months back, that we completed our full range. So now we, in fact, recently just did something very special, which is going to come out soon, which is a master class. So again, that's a class with a K. And that is basically a tutorial on how I use the entire range, because we staggered our product launches so that our consumers could have a chance to get to know them, to experiment, rather than an influx of too many things and you don't know what to do. So now that it's been, as you said, a few years on, we now have the full range. So from the base, the powder,
masterclass come.
It's definitely coming before or just around Diwali. So.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah,
all right,
that'll be lovely.
I wanted to know what products, what are your top selling products? Which markets are you seeing maximum demand from? And you know, like we are discussing, it's been 3 years. You know, the vision that you had while you were launching this brand, has it met your expectations? Has it exceeded expectations to the kind of place where K-Beauty is right now?
I think it's definitely matching and exceeding all of our expectations. As me and Falguni were just discussing a little while ago, we have had the majority of our existence as a brand through COVID. You know, so now is really the time where we're actually being able to freely follow all of our plans, what we had for growth and expansion. You know, so whether it's rolling out in different stores across the country. The outlets, which are there all throughout the Nykaa outlets, and then Nykaa online, of course, Nykaa.com, where K-Beauty is available.
Yeah, you're so stepping up your expansion in general trade outlets, not just your, apart from expanding K-Beauty's modern brand outlets.
I think we've already reached over 100+ stores in the general trade outlets, and I know that there's many, many more that are going to roll out soon. And then, of course, globally soon, we're also going to be making our foray there.
All right, so for global expansion plans, what markets are you eyeing and how soon? Like, will it be next year?
So that's something which is we're going to roll out slowly. So as and when that happens, we'll
All right, okay. Like how we are discussing the expansion of the brand, the distribution of the brand, of course it helps you meet more consumers, they get a physical touch of the brand. But can you give me a sense of the current numbers or kind of this X much growth that you're seeing and the kind of impact you hope to create with opening more stores now in India and abroad?
So I think in terms of disclosing the numbers, we will be doing that somewhere around February, March next year.
Okay.
So I think there's a certain rollout plan for that. And in terms of our expansion plan, as I said, that's going to be continuous. That's going on every day. The team is working right now. I know there's an aggressive plan on the stores which are being kind of added to, which are opening out. So that's going to be nice.
All right. On that note, we'll have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere as we continue our conversation with Katrina Kaif on the other side. Stay tuned.